This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
From a Reddit discussion thread, a couple of really weird food habits people have. My coworker takes a sandwich out of the fridge, removes the single slice of Swiss cheese, eats his sandwich, places the cheese slice on a plate, puts that in the toaster oven until melted, then proceeds to eat the cheese with a fork and knife.
The melted cheese.
The melted cheese.
Okay.
After cooking pizza rolls, another one, insert a Cheez-It into the little slit that opens up during the cooking process. Soft and crunchy. Another says, I peel and eat the crust off Chicken McNuggets before actually eating the chicken part.
We had somebody texted in the same thing earlier, man.
Another one, my weirdest one is probably that I secretly like eating the paper that comes on the bottom of cupcakes and muffins. It's like having two treats in one. And finally, I dip my Doritos in milk, then suck the cheese milk off the chip and eat the naked chip. So delicious. Our question, what is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
We have someone here who says, weird things with food. I lick Cool Ranch Doritos by the bag. Lick all that savory flavor off, then throw away the chip. Great taste, less calories, not eating it to get full, so it's not a waste of money to me. Oddly enough, I just read this when we're researching today's question. I think it's Christy Teigen, one of those types. She does the same thing with, I think it's the nacho flavored Doritos. The exact, she's like, I suck off all the flavor, but she had the same reasoning. Like, I don't want the carbs, so she sucks off all the flavor and just puts the soggy chips back in the bag.
Look, Cool Ranch are good. Like, I'll lick it off, but I'll still eat the chip.
I still eat the chip, right.
Isn't there a shaker of Cool Ranch?
I think there is.
Seasoning that you can put on other things, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you can just buy the stuff that's on the Cool Ranch Dorito.
Also, I gotta ask, like, you're not eating the chip. It's a corn chip because you don't want the carbs. But, like, they're just licking salt?
Just licking straight up salt, brother. It could be. Funny you ask.
I love my salt lick.
What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
We bring back our urban farmer, Chucky. Chucky, welcome back to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry I fell in the hole.
No problem.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. So you raise all your own meat, basically, in your backyard?
I don't raise it. I just butcher them. I get it from my uncle. So what I was saying, I let my brother keep an eye on one of the roosters, and I went to the garage to grab water, boiling water. And I came back, and the rooster was gone, and he said the rooster tried to attack him, so he let it go. So it was walking around in our neighborhood for like at least 2-3 weeks. We could hear it every day in the morning and then in the afternoon. And then a month later, we got a letter from the HOA with a $500 fine.
Because you're driving all the neighbors crazy at 5:30 in the morning whenever the sun comes up.
I mean, how do they know it's Mike Rooster? You know, somebody had to snitch.
So now wait, if the rooster, so what was the HOA's fine? That the rooster got loose, or that you had it at all? Because I would think
I had a farm animal.
And your phone's breaking up again.
And it happens again.
So the HOA, I find it amazing that you can butcher, like anything with an HOA, usually very strict. I just find it out, like the only thing they're getting you on is because your rooster got loose, not that you're butchering the stuff in the backyard and all that.
I would have a very difficult time listening to the HOA.
What do you mean?
Just in principle. You know what I mean? Like somebody's the HOA president, vice president, treasurer. It could be your neighbor. It could be the lady who lives down the road who's been in the neighborhood the longest.
Directly. I didn't even know I was in an HOA in the place I lived in Baltimore, right? Because I'd been renting there forever and then bought it after 6 years, only to find out I'm moving to Seattle. It was a wonderful one. But the woman across the street, she was very nosy, and we could see directly into each other's place, and we were fine with each other. But she was the president of the HOA, and the first time I found out as part of the HOA, I lived on the ground floor, had a little cheap-ass Weber grill or whatever. Beautiful summer day. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm going to buy some ground beef. I'm hooking up burgers. It's just me. There's nobody over. And there's older couples walking up. They have a clipboard. I think they're there to solicit, do you want to sign this petition? And so I'm sitting out back, and the guy's like, hey, just instantly. You can't do that. I'm like, I can't do what? Like, I'm literally just sitting in the yard waiting for a burger to cook. He goes, you can't cook burgers out there. The whole grilling thing. Right?
Was it charcoal? Because it was charcoal specific?
It was not charcoal, man. It was gas.
No kidding?
And again, I have a small lawn. I would get it more, maybe. But anyway, so I have no idea who these people are. And so the guy, he's being a little essy about it. So he's like, you can't do that. So now I'm pushing back a little. So, well, obviously I can because I am. So what you're supposed to say is maybe I am prohibited from doing that. You will speak correctly. If this is going to get confrontational, then you need to speak clearly. He looked a little nervous, so I said, I'll tell you what I would do. I'm going to finish cooking my burger, and you're not going to do anything about that. Then I'm going to eat my burger, and then I won't cook out here again. He's like, oh, okay. All right. But I realized, I was like, what the F, man?
It's like, I paid for this place. Like, I technically
I didn't know.
And I realized, and that's the thing. Like, if you're a police officer telling me, hey, don't do that cocaine in your front yard, I'm like, okay.
I get it.
But, like, not just like some Joe Schmo who happened to get voted in because nobody votes every year on the president of the HOA.
No idea. So I called the chick that owned the place, and she's like, oh, well, it's part of the HOA. I'm like, what? It's part of an HOA? She's like, you didn't know? I'm like, well, I don't do anything interesting enough to really have any interaction. The first time they've had to speak to me is because I grilled a burger with a gas grill.
I will say this, though. Like, when I first moved to Seattle, that shocked me. Like, the first apartment I rented here, and you could actually use a grill.
Oh, yeah.
Because in Maryland, even at the beach, like in Ocean City, like if you light up a gas grill on your balcony,
they freak out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my uncle, he lives in the Redneck Riviera, all right? So he lives down in Florida, but it is below Mississippi and Alabama, technically, okay? So my uncle went to Marshall University, which is a smaller school in West Virginia. So whenever Marshall would play a football game or a bigger game against a rival or whatever, he would put out his Marshall flag that he has in front of his house. So it's just, it's not like a flagpole flag. It's just one that you hang on the side of the front of your home. Well, he got a knock on the door on a Saturday morning, and the president of the HOA says, you're not allowed to fly any collegiate flags in front of your home. You could fly a Thanksgiving turkey flag. You could fly Frosty the Snowman on a flag for a holiday. You know what? Any kind of religious
fly pro?
You could not specifically put any college flag out front because it was some point in time. There was an Alabama-Auburn thing going on in that neighborhood. All right. So these are two schools in the same state, but there's a rivalry going on there, and two neighbors. Like, they started either stealing each other's flags, or I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell the deal was, but it ends up you just can't fly a college flag,
right?
And my uncle's like, "Look, I'm a civil person. F that. I'm not. No one cares about my school. I'm flying it out there because you know what I mean. We're playing in a football game today, and I got some friends coming down, and you know what I mean. We watch the game, grill out, and all that stuff. And they're like, "Sir, you can't fly that flag." So a couple weeks later, he gets a fine in the mail from the HOA. It was like, $200 for flying an illegal flag. And he's like, look, man, I paid $450,000 for this house. You know what I mean? Suck on this. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm doing whatever the hell I want. So he kept flying it. They kept sending him another $200 check.
What are these adding, or was it?
Yes, it was,
okay.
And he refused to pay it. Turns out he never paid it. It was just the threat, but he was just like, this is insane. He's like, this is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, these people, like, they had to research, what this buffalo was on a green flag to even figure out what it was in the first place, because it doesn't say Marshall.
Well, it doesn't even say Marshall.
It's just the school flag with the buffalo on it, or the bison on it. But, yeah, sorry.
Ted's giving you a look.
You can read about face like, no, there's a bison.
Well, the thundering herd. I guess that would be
the thundering herd.
A herd of bison. What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421.
Yeah, like my brother's neighborhood, everybody uses the college flags.
Sure.
And it's like a thing, like, especially with college people. Like, you leave that all year around. Number one, because you like that team, but generally you're probably from that state.
That's generally how you figure it out, right?
Yeah, like, I keep a Maryland flag in my home everywhere I go.
I know. Just guess where you're from.
Maryland.
Hey. Hello, Johnny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's up?
Hola.
So, man, we have a couple different things in our family that we eat. One of them is Doritos and lemon.
Like just straight up lemon slices?
Like, just straight, like, cut a lemon, get the wedge out, squeeze it right on a bag of Doritos, man. Just tear that thing open.
You know what?
That's kind of like lime with tortilla chips, right?
There's a lemon lime flavored Dorito.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not the same.
No, it's not going to be the same.
It has to have that classic nacho cheese flavor.
I agree with
now,
that.
why did your family go lemons over limes? Or is it just availability?
No, just growing up, that's what we always did. So
that actually
we
doesn't
do
sound
lemons
bad.
and everything. We don't do limes very much until we're doing like tacos, carne asada, stuff like that.
I was going to say, man, when it comes to any kind of chips like that or Mexican food, man, I'd take lime and lemon and put it all over everything when I'm eating.
For years, I didn't. Then somebody else squirt. It's like one of these shared meals, like nachos or something. And I remember they squeezed the lime, and in my head, I'm like, I'm going to stab this mofo. What are they doing? And that, man, I took that first bite.
It's just
and
got a
I've been on that train,
fresh,
dude.
crisp.
God damn,
it's like
good.
cilantro when it hits you if you like it. You know, it's like, oh man.
What else did your family eat?
Well, now that you're saying that and the lemon, I have to add a third thing, dude. We put it on our popcorn too.
Lemon?
So we hit Tabasco or like tapatio, and then lemon on our popcorn too.
That sounds pretty good.
What I use the
you got the butter, you got the citrus, and then you got the hot sauce.
Okay.
What's like the
thing is
famous?
You gotta eat it quick or it gets soggy.
Right. What's that famous Mexican seasoning you put on fruit?
Tangine or tantine. That's what they call it.
Yeah, that stuff's
Tangine,
awesome.
some other
Is it sweet? Is it savory?
That's
it's
the red stuff.
savory. It's like a peppery.
Yeah.
You know, got some chili powder in there.
I'll be honest with you. I don't eat enough fruit to know.
I've got some at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I cook with it.
Yeah, it's really
fantastic.
good. And
It
then
freshens everything up.
Other thing is, the night before, if you have beans or whatever, the next day you refry them. Then you fry up some Spam, get those beans, and make a damn taco. You deep fry the corn tortilla, and you put that in between it. You fry it all up, and then you put some homemade salsa inside. Damn, dude.
That sounds really good.
I want to say that sounds awful, but that actually sounds pretty damn good.
Crispy Spam. Crispy Spam is it, man.
Crispy. You have to have Spam crispy with those nice homemade refried beans, man.
And then put salsa on top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That fried corn tortilla, man. Ooh.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna eat so much tonight.
Here's my question, man.
Like everything you've just described, like I want to eat that.
And follow me on this. There's not a lot of cultures, I do not believe, that eat beans for breakfast. But every time I go to Mexico, the beans, they're on the plate in England. It's the other
man,
place.
you gotta have the beans. You gotta have the protein.
Is that what it's for?
It's when you have rancho huevos
ranchero
Oh,
or whatever. That's always part of the deal.
I always got I'm going to say it wrong. Chilaquiles. Chilaquiles. Thank you, because that's what my wife does every time we go, because I always say it wrong. Mm-hmm. It's like tortilla strips and meat and all this mixed together, but it's a breakfast thing, man. And it's
huevos rancheros is awesome too, man.
I know.
I like it when they do it in a little iron skillet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God damn, it is good.
I'm hungry. What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
Seriously, this is one of those shows where it's like,
killing me.
What happened last night? Like, I don't know. I ordered a lot of food.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Jim. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How's it going, guys?
We're doing great. Thank you, brother.
I'm starving.
Anyway, I married a native, and I did a lot of fishing because I live right on the river in Aberdeen there, and I'd every time I catch some salmon, she requests the fish heads, and she would boil them up. And the first time I watched her, she takes the tip of a knife, pops the eyeballs out, eats them first.
The cheek is the best. I mean, that's why you technically use it for fish head soup too. Because,
right.
Because the fattiness in the head and the cheeks.
Sure. Yeah, just the eyeball thing kind of threw me off. But yeah, she'd leave nothing but a skull there when she was done.
Mm-hmm. Did you try any fish eyeballs for yourself?
Well, she asked me to, and she insisted I did. But you know what? I told her I did one time, but I didn't.
We used to do that. We used to do that as kids. Like if we were going camping and we catch native trout, you just basically gut it and you cook the whole trout.
Yeah.
So that was like the thing, like, you going to eat the eyeballs? Like, I'll do it. And so everybody just starts eating eyeballs.
Did you eat eyeballs?
Yeah, but they're cooked. They're fine. It's not a big deal.
What does it taste like? Or what's the consistency?
It doesn't taste like anything. You know what I mean? It's just like it tastes fishy and it's an eyeball.
Is it still like looking at you? Is it cloudy enough that it's not staring at you anymore?
You fry it in a pan, so it's kind of seared on the outside, but it's not. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
All right, and then
basically there's a bone left, man. If you're camping and stuff,
right? But do you fry all the eyeballs at once, or in other words, does everyone clean their eyeballs out and there's like a skillet full of eyeballs?
You got a whole fish.
You got a whole fish, right? And it's trout. So
I know. I didn't know
if sticking your fork in that, pulling it out, and popping it in your mouth.
Yeah, I had a buddy. We went camping, same thing, and like that's all we were eating were trout. And he was like the first thing he's like, "Do you mind if I have your eyeballs?" Like, yep,
take them.
What
is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
I would just clarify that he meant the fishes. Hello, Moody. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, trying to get back to the bacon and peanut butter thing, one of my favorite things to do, I did it just because I was drunk and hungry one night. I made myself some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches just because I was hungry, and I had some leftover bacon in the fridge. And you'd be surprised, the regular just peanut butter, like strawberry or grape jelly sandwich is really actually delicious with some bacon on it. My favorite bacon to use is bacon. I'm sorry?
I said, I bet that is good.
Yeah, some Hempler's really salty bacon is really, really good. And so what Ted was talking about earlier with the condiments, one of the things that I did when I was a bartender down here in Tacoma back a few years was Dimitri's makes a Bloody Mary mix. It doesn't have like the tomato juice in it. It's just all the seasonings and such.
All right. Yep.
If you mix like equal parts ketchup and mustard and then add some of that Dimitri's to it, it's actually a really nice like tangy dipping sauce for either like chicken strips, chicken nuggets, or fries.
All right, I give that a try.
I'd be into that. That Dimitri stuff is great.
It is good.
And it helps a lot of places. Like some bartenders can make a good Bloody Mary. If you can't, just get the Dimitri's and make a picture of that. You're good to go.
There's a couple local places. That in J.R. Wilbur, they do a good job too. Like there's a couple of really good local, companies.
Now I have a reason to buy that seed. I'm just not a Bloody Mary guy. I don't like tomato juice, and frankly, I'm old and get goddamn heartburn. But
that's my problem.
Hearing the ketchup mustard mixed with that, I'm like, ooh, because every time someone gets a Bloody Mary, like my mouth waters. It looks tremendous. I just know I hate tomato juice. But now, like if you can take all those flavors and I can make a condiment, I'm in. 100%.
Something about fishing. If it's early morning and you're going to go fishing and you bring Bloody Marys, I'm down with it. I can drink it. For some reason, I can swallow it on a boat.
Specifically when you're fishing.
That's it. I can swallow it on a boat, baby.
Let's go fishing, brother.
Let's call Mike. See if we can get out there. Yeah. What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
KISW, the men's room is in progress.
What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Brendan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, so a little trick I picked up in the Marines, in the barracks. We only had a hotel-sized fridge and a microwave in our barracks rooms.
right.
So we weren't allowed to have any cooking utensils, so we got to get creative.
Why couldn't you have cooking utensils?
That's a question I've never gotten an answer to.
I mean,
they
like,
trust us
we
with
gave
millions
you
of dollars worth of equipment and people's lives, but they don't trust us to have a cooktop in our room.
Yeah, I gave you a weapon. I'm not scared of you using a butter knife.
Trust me, there's a reason for everybody. Somebody did something. I mean, like, you wouldn't believe it either, but yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, anyway, so what I would do was I would get those cup of noodles, the chicken ones, by the crates. And I would also get the Velveeta mac and cheese, the microwavable ones, and microwave them both, pour them in the same cup, and stir it up. And you'd be surprised at how delicious that is.
If it's delicious at all, you're right. I would be. I mean,
it is so good.
I just can't get down with Velveeta, man. I don't know what it is. Even as a kid,
what about
I did
cheese
not like
whip?
it.
Like on a cheesesteak?
On a cheesesteak, yeah. But that's it.
Well, that's really,
for me.
I mean, unless you get the pumpy cheese, you know what I'm saying, for like nachos or whatever. Like, I do enjoy, like, stadium chips, nachos with that side of, crap cheese.
I do not like
For whatever reason, I do. I think it's great.
I told you, like, that was a big thing in, like, our family and other friends of the family. Like, every gathering or, like, I'm trying to think, not like holidays, but like cookouts, barbecues, after an event, there'd be a crock pot full of meatballs and one full of nacho cheese. And then somebody would always have the little boats.
Oh, my God.
The boats are huge.
I love ketchup on, or ranch, or whatever the side is, but certain places like Arby's, they have that hot cheese. And if you get their curly fries with the hot cheese, oh, my God, man. I mean, it's like, it is, you realize, like, that is the best thing to dip your fries in. I'll dip my fries. I love fries in vinegar. Depends on the fry.
Oh, yeah.
With that seasoned, curly fried Arby's with that nacho cheese, golly, that's good. That's the same cheese they put on their big beef and cheddar. You know what I mean? It's just that cheese.
That's look, I'm with you. I know, and a lot of people don't. I'm like, I like shells of cheese, and I like nacho cheese. I'm also like kind of trashy.
If you like it.
Yeah, no, I'm like, it's what you grew up with.
Well, like every time we get nachos, man, it could be the movie theater, it could be the soccer game, whatever. My wife loves that stuff. She knows I hate it, but I'm like, if you don't eat it all within like 5 minutes, right? It's just that weird gelatinous coating.
It'll get a film on top, sure. What's wrong with film on top of your food? What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
You scared? Say you scared.
It's edible film. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the men's room.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Hola.
I'm going to throw this one at you guys. This is one that was brought on to me by my dad growing up. We put canned anchovies on our pizza.
I got no problem with it. Now, that said, I would not do that to my kids. But, like, for me personally, I can do it.
Yeah.
The only problem is the stink, man.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but when you cook the pizza with anchovies on it, right? I mean, a lot of that fish taste and a lot of that fish smell gets into the cheese.
It absolutely does.
But if you just top it with the anchovy out of a can, you still get the flavor of the anchovy, but it doesn't mess with the taste of the pizza.
Now,
much. You know what I mean?
Do you order anchovy pizzas when you order pizza?
No, I get just canned anchovies, and I do it that way because I don't like it cooked into the pizza, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly right. There was a place called Gino's in West Virginia when I grew up, and they were a chain. There was like 6 or 7 of them throughout the state. But banana peppers and a side of anchovies came with every single pizza. That was their gimmick.
Really?
Papa John's has the garlic sauce.
All right.
That was just their thing. Gino's like, it was an Italian guy. It was always anchovies and pepperoncinis. Which I loved. I thought that was
Again, I'm down with anchovies, but you're right. Do not cook them on the pizza. It just reeks. Somebody here says, just wondering if Thrill eats anything. Look, I ate plenty. I just don't like the
texture.
Cheesy cheese. It's just not cheese, and I do not like the taste of it.
Cheese product.
I don't know that it's even a cheese product. It's a cheese-like product. Like Jack in the Box, I felt like was the first fast food place just to come clean without saying it. Because he would say, blah, 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 with my cheesy sauce. Because he's like, I can't say my cheese sauce because that would be false advertising. So I'm like, at least he's being honest.
I forget Jack in the Box has that. I'll get a side of that because they have the same seasoned fries.
Look, whatever you want, Jack's got it. He's got many little tacos. Then it's like I like those showed up, and then a week later, it's like, also, we'll just load them with chili and cheese.
Yeah. Here's where Jack in the Box wins, in my mind. You go there at 7:30 in the morning, and whatever hamburger or chicken sandwich or whatever they got, you can get it.
It's like a fast food diner.
Everybody else is like on the breakfast menu. Jack in the Box is like, no, if you want a double bacon cheeseburger, you get a double bacon cheeseburger.
We might judge you, But we have it available.
Right, but I mean, even if you're just taking it to eat later for lunch or whatever the deal is, you know, I mean, you can get it. I mean, like they serve it. You don't have to wait till 11 or whatever. What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Donald. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So, I've been hearing a lot about peanut butter, and that's actually one of mine today. Is that peanut butter seems to go with anything, but the one weird one I've never been able to get anybody else to try since I was a kid and came up with it was peanut butter jelly and mustard.
No.
Specifically with strawberry jelly.
And are you using just straight yellow mustard?
Yes.
So I feel like if I had to mix, I mean, right, as a kid, you're limited, but I feel like if I had to mix peanut butter with mustard now, it would probably be a honey mustard, right?
Yeah, and I heard you guys talking about that. That's why I called in, because the peanut butter and jelly with your condiment cabinet, you could get real creative and fancy in there.
Well, if you're going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich now, do you add mustard to it?
Occasionally. I don't eat them a lot anymore.
Sometimes I buy things just for the nostalgia aspect. I know for a fact that pizza rolls are not that great. They are good. They have a unique flavor to them, but half the time when you cook them, there's very little sauce left. It's splattered out. You know, whatever the contents were in the middle, they're more than likely on your baking tray or whatever, you know what I mean? But I will still pick up pizza rolls just because when I was a kid, for some reason, I was obsessed with pizza rolls. I thought they were like the greatest thing in the world. And now I taste them, I'm like, it's okay.
I mean, they're fine. It's like a Hot Pocket. In the old building, like a vending machine at Hot Pocket. I'm not a huge Hot Pocket guy, but I'm like, they have pepperoni Hot Pockets. I'm going to get a Hot Pocket. And then like twice a week I'm eating. I'm like, and again, it's the same thing where it's like, this really isn't that bad. It's also really not that good.
No, it's
but
not.
For some reason, I'm happy eating it.
It's like it's kind of like pizza flavored combos. You know, it's like, it doesn't really taste like pizza. At all. But it's still pretty good. You know what I mean? Like,
if you didn't tell me they were supposed to taste like pizza, I would not know what they're supposed to taste like, but they don't taste bad.
Exactly.
Because I'm always like, that's what Combos thinks pizza tastes like, huh?
I think everybody has those foods that you like go back to. Mm-hmm. You know?
But I found with salty stuff, it's a lot easier. So like I said, pizza rolls, Hot Pockets. I remember I tried to revisit the Twinkie years, probably about 15 years ago. It doesn't hold up.
How about Funyuns?
See, Funyuns,
I don't eat them much, but you get a bag of Funyuns.
Oh, yeah.
As I said, I don't eat them much, but I'll go back to that. Like pizza rolls, I just stopped because I would just get terrible heartburn for them.
Right.
But I also never ate them before like midnight.
What about the, oh crap, what are they called? They look like French fries, the Andy Caps.
Andy Caps, hot fries? Oh, I love hot fries.
When was the last time? We had them here like 10 years ago. And I remember we crushed them.
The problem with hot now is that it's got to be extreme hot.
Right.
So, like, everything is, like, hotter than hell hot. So, they're like the handicap ones and the hot fries, they've got, I can find them at 7-Eleven. They are, like, on fire hot. Mm-hmm. Or they have the cheddar. And that's not, I'm just looking for regular old hot fries. They were already hot. You don't need to make them hotter.
Hot AF.
See,
real hot.
I was always a cheddar fry guy.
Really?
The hot ones were way too spicy, even as a kid.
Huh. I love those, man.
What's the weirdest thing you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
I love the Takis, but like, I feel like all the Takis are spicy.
I had never had Takis before. I picked them up like a year ago or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Over at, oh God, what is it called?
Bartell?
Bartell, yeah. So I'm standing in line to there, and I was completely unfamiliar with them, but I just looked at the flavors like lime or something, whatever the hell. I brought those things back, and you're right. I mean, they were so good, but I could eat 3 at a time.
Because they were so hot.
Because they were so goddamn
The flamin' hot thing has taken over. Like, I love those little cheese balls, but the only way you can get them now is like flamin' hot cheese balls. That's typically what they have. Like Mountain Dew's coming out with a flaming hot Mountain Dew. I'm just thinking to myself, what spicy drink other than a Bloody Mary does anyone drink?
Is it Flamin' Hot Cheeto or just Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew?
It's Flamin' Hot Cheeto flavored Mountain Dew. So
has anyone eaten a Flamin' Hot Cheeto and thought, man, this could only be better if it were in liquid form? Like, I like them just fine, but I've
Mountain
never.
Dew also kind of knows their core audience.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like a teenager, somebody under 25, or gamers that are just snacking and drinking a ton of Mountain Dew. So, I mean, if you eat them enough together, maybe it's like, let's just put it in one bottle.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What's the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421.
I mean, look, did you ever think we'd see the day when a permanent menu item at Taco Bell was like, we took a Dorito shell, made it into a taco?
No, but we dreamed, man. Because when they announced that, we're like, it's about frickin' time. Hello, Rich. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, Top Ramen. chicken-flavored top ramen, boil it up, drain all the water off, a piece of sliced cheese, probably Kraft would be the best. Cook it up, crunchy peanut butter on a piece of white bread, throw the noodles in there and eat it like a taco.
Oh, God. What made you, how high did you get?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come home at 2 o'clock in the morning after partying. That is the perfect snack.
As I say, that is not sober food right there.
No, that's what do I have left in my cabinet?
That is right.
Exactly. And then you could also, if you wanted to change it up, you could throw some Cheetos in there or a couple things of corn nuts.
How many times a year do you think you eat this concoction?
Oh, 2 or 3 times a month.
Really?
Damn.
So you're still going out and throwing down?
I love it.
I mean, do you need to be drunk to do this, or could you eat it sober?
You can eat it sober. I'll come home from work and kind of be hungry and boil me up some ramen and make me a nice ramen taco.
The ramen taco. It sounds more like a sex move than something I want to eat, but hey, you know.
Ramen taco. Okay. What's the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Jared. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. I'm still kind of tripping on the ramen taco.
Yeah, that's
my favorite nostalgia food is Tostino's pizza.
Oh yeah, the party pizza.
I mean, absolutely. It's obviously not sauce. It's obviously not cheese or dough, but it's still really good when you're stoned at 3 a.m.
And you know what? You couldn't make that thing any better. But when they changed the shape to a square, they made it better. They give you more pizza now. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it's like Jesus. It's
100%.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the party pizza. But that's not weird.
Yeah, I was going to say, Miles and I love those things.
No.
I won't eat the pizza rolls, but I'll eat their party pizzas. Makes sense of that.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So the weird one was my dad. Up until I was about 16, I ate regular ground beef tacos with no lettuce and chopped up baby dill kosher pickles instead of lettuce because of my dad's side of the family.
That is very weird. What is up with pickles?
Very weird.
How's pickles? How are they taking over all the food?
Well, people put pickles on their hamburger, which I'd find dramatically insulting, but they do. So it seems if you already have ground beef, right? Mm-hmm. Did it have like the taco seasoning, or was it just straight ground beef?
Oh yeah, no, full on taco seasoning. You know, all the works of tacos, except instead of shredded lettuce, it's just chopped up baby dill pickles.
Right.
And it was so weird that I had 2 buddies that fell in love with it when they came over to my house. I didn't even know it was weird until my 3rd buddy came over when I was 16, and he freaked out and gave me so much crap and then spread it throughout every party, every high school event, everywhere, all the time. It basically shamed me from eating pickles anymore on tacos.
But how many people did you end up, how many people came up to you later and said, I tried this weird ass thing and loved it?
I mean, like 4.
All right, well, that's a better number than not.
Yeah.
I mean, like if I go to a Mexican place and they've got fish tacos, or they've got, I don't know, like pulled pork tacos.
Yeah.
I'll get that every time. Don't get me wrong. But I still think there's something really, really good about a crappy American taco in a kit with ground beef, cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, and salsa. You know what I mean? Like people like frown on just that plain ass taco.
I do.
I think it's.
When's the last time you had one, though?
I call it crappy taco night. Well, you make it at home. So, like, I've got like 2 kits. I'd probably make it 2 or 3 times a year, about the same amount of times that I make sloppy joes. So even if it's like ground turkey, whatever, I still just like the crap crunchy taco.
I don't mind the crunchy. I just don't like ground beef as the base of my taco. I mean, that's basically, that's basically all. You could have shredded. You could have shredded beef. I'm like, all right.
I could easily buy a cooked chicken at the grocery store, pull it apart, and have chicken, but I don't. I just make the.
I guess I don't make it at home, but you're right. Sometimes when I go to like Taco Bell or something, I'll get just the ground beef ones.
But see, their ground beef tastes different than the ground beef you make at home.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do, and I'm sure I don't want to know what they do. But
to a finer consistency.
Yeah, there's something about it, right?
It's not as bad. What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Mandy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
So my husband thinks this is absolutely adorable, but also makes fun of me for it all of the time. I cannot stand my pancakes to be soaked in syrup. So while you guys are all pouring your syrup on top of your stack of pancakes, I am cutting up my pancakes in little tiny squares and putting them in a pile on one side of my plate, and on the other side of my plate, I have a little pile of syrup. And then I just carefully dip each piece in there before I eat it.
You don't want soggy pancakes, what you're saying.
My 9-year-old son does the same thing. But I realize he's committed to this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can make pancakes, and if you ask for syrup, he's like, I want syrup, but, like, do not put them on my pancakes.
There used to be a time where, if you go to, like, an IHOP or whatever, they'll give you, like, that. It looks like an ice cream scoop of butter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just spread the butter on there and start eating the pancakes with just butter on top when it's hot and melty, man, you'd almost... It's just fine like that. I mean, it really is. That's sometimes good enough for me. I used to have them that way as a kid, and I was like, man, I just need butter.
Before you got to go to IHOP as a kid, the thing my brother and I get excited about was, there's your standard maple syrup, right? But at IHOP, there would be like a condiments tray, essentially.
Yeah, there was 4
had like blueberry syrup, strawberry syrup, some other kind. I don't even know if I liked them, but I was always so excited to put a different kind of syrup on my pancake. Like, that's what made the whole trip worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that blueberry.
I'm telling you, man, Reese's Pieces instead of M&M's.
Like pancakes?
In your pancakes.
Yeah.
That is a game changer.
You guys ever hang around with somebody that put peanut butter on their pancakes?
No.
Same principle.
That is how my grandfather would start his morning. Yeah, he was not the healthiest of men, but yeah, he would put peanut butter on his pancakes. My sister adopted it. It's fantastic. It's just a little much for me, but I love it.
Do you guys like one big pancake or a stack of like 4 smaller pancakes?
I like a stack of smallers. I don't know why. That's just my preference.
Did you ever get a snowman pancake growing up?
What do you mean? Like each one?
No, like where your mom kept it together, like where the batter ran into each other. Like, so you got a big bottom, you got a medium one, and then you got you got 3, cascading a pyramid style.
No, we get Mickey Mouse pancakes.
I've
had Mickey Mouse pancakes.
But never on purpose. Like, I've got those pancakes, and I'm like, I know my mom did not do this on purpose. This is just the shape that the pancake.
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse pancake was great. Yeah. I mean, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world as a kid.
Oh, God, yeah, man.
I think I always just asked for French toast.
Really?
Yeah, even today, like French toast, like if my mom was going to specifically, because it was always eggs or cream of wheat, something like that. But if there was like pancakes or whatever, it's like, can we have French toast?
I pick French toast over waffles. I pick French toast over pancakes. I do.
I'll take French toast over waffles, but between waffles and pancake, like waffle to me dominates
talking homemade waffles?
Hell, it doesn't matter if you make it in the damn hotel in the little breakfast area, man, because this is a hot
That's what I mean. It is
it's
delicious.
a hot waffle.
That's another sex move.
Hot waffle. What is the weirdest thing that you or someone else does with their food? We got your emails coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.